Liam, a traveler from Australia, was thrilled to explore Thailand's scenic mountains and immerse himself into its rich culture. His journey led him to a remote village known for its traditional guest houses. He booked a room in a charming wooden guest house on a hill. The owner, Madam, a middle-aged Thai woman, welcomed him warmly, but with a little worried expression. As she handed him the key, Madame warned, "Please don't leave your room after midnight, no matter what you hear, and don't say anything to it." Liam laughed, thinking it was just superstition, but her serious tone left him uneasy. He agreed to the rule, even though he didn't understand it fully. The guest house was quaint, with a beautiful mountain view, and his room has a small balcony overlooking the village. It seems like the perfect place to relax. Also, he thought. After a full day of hiking, Liam fell into bed, exhausted. Around midnight, he was woken by a faint knock on his door, thinking he imagined it. He tried to go back to sleep, but the soft tapping continued, steady and rhythmic. He walked towards the door, but Madame Warren echoed in his mind. The knocking grew louder, more consistent. He called out, "Who's there?" But there was no reply, just the eerie knocking. The chill filled the air, and Liam felt as if he was being watched. He backed away and hid under his blanket, hoping the noise would stop. After a while, the knocking faded, but he lay awake, haunted by a sense of dread. The next morning, Liam mentioned the strange knocking to Madame. Her face grew pale as she whispered, "You are not the first guest to hear things. There's a spirit here, a Farang ghost. He was a foreign traveler like you, who went missing years ago. Now, he is searching for someone to join him." Liam laughed, trying to think nothing of it, but Madame's serious tone unnerved him. She warned him again. "Tonight, don't open the door. Don't do anything, no matter what happens." That night, Liam returned to his room, feeling both curious and afraid. After midnight, a fog rolled in, and the guest house grew silent. He heard footsteps in the hallway, followed by faint scratching at his door. His heart pounded as he held his breath, hoping that it would stop. Then he heard a raspy voice whisper in English, "Let me in. I'm lost." The voice wasn't Madame or anyone he met in the village. It grew louder and more desperate. "I'm lost. Let me in." The voice grew more frantic, pleading for help. Liam felt drawn to the door but froze when he saw the shadow under it. With that pair of pale, bare feet standing still, the icy chill seeped through the door, and he backed away, heart racing. The voice turned angry and accusing him. "You left me. You left me here alone." The words filled with sorrow and rage, and he clamped his hand to cover his ear, trying to block it out, but the voice still cut through, whispering, "I'm fine. I know where you are." Shaken and exhausted, Liam decided to leave early in the next morning. Before leaving, he asked Madame about the ghost. She reluctantly explained that years ago, a foreign traveler disappeared while hiking. Despite days of searching, he was never found. Some believe he got lost in the dense forest. Others thought she was taken by the spirit of the forest. Since then, she said, guests sometimes hear him at night, knocking, calling for help. He's a lost soul. He's trying to find someone to share his fate. Liam's blood ran cold, realizing he has almost opened the door to something not meant for the living. That night, he stayed in the hotel in the next town, hoping to leave the ghostly experience behind. But as he lay in bed, just about to fall asleep, he still heard it. The soft rhythmic knocking on his door. His heart stopped. He sat up, staring at the door, telling himself it wasn't possible. He was miles away from the guest house. But then he heard the familiar voice whisper, "You can't leave me. You talk to me. You call me." He froze, paralyzed by fear. As a shadow appeared under the doors once more, he realized, with a chilling certainty, that the spirit has followed him, bound to him from the moment he first heard the knocking, and saying, "Who's there?" And as the voice whispered, pleading and accusing, he understood that no matter how far he ran, the spirit would always find him, will forever searching for him, always waiting just outside the door.